What is up, everyone? Welcome inside, I was going to say Little Brick Cafe. Welcome not inside Little Brick Cafe. Welcome inside the Josh Park residence here in the home studio.
Home studio.
Exciting show today. As always, we're presented by Deuce Vodka. Make sure you pick up your Deuce Vodka at all Sobeys and Safeway liquor locations. Man, this is just like, when you're at home. I don't want to say we were in a slump, but, you're at home. The boys are buzzing, and then it's always good to get out on the road. They always say that. Anything that's good for an NHL team is they get out on the road, the boys start bonding. Is that essentially what the pregame show is doing right now?
Yeah, we're on the road.
Yeah, we're on the road.
Yeah, we're buzzing. We're coming off a hot weekend.
Yep.
Hot last couple episodes. Saturday was a blast. And buzzing from the performance that we saw on Saturday, which was unreal.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like they flew into Montreal, we're out in Sherwood Park today.
Out in Sherwood Park. As always, we want you to be a part of the show, so chime in on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch with all of your comments, concerns, hot takes as the Oilers head into a little road trip here.
Well, it's a big road trip.
It's a big road trip, but arguably, Jay, our top headline here, hot. Oilers are one of the hottest teams in the NHL right now.
So hot right now.
It's crazy.
So hot right now. In my mind, Winnipeg, as of late, outside of the Oilers, has been playing some of the best hockey over the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
And they came into town. They came in, played heavy hockey, and we stood up against it. We're able to dish it back, and we're able to score on the Vezina winning goalie or a Vezina winning goalie and solve their defense and shut down their top six. That game on Saturday, that just had playoff vibes to it. And the fact that we went down 2-0, shame on me for not live betting the comeback. I'm so mad at myself. Even at 2-1 after 2, I don't know what I was thinking. Shame on me. Anyways, save that for later. The fact that we came back in a game against a team like Winnipeg and we just kept it together and just believed in that we'll do it and we'll create the chances. That was the statement game of the season so far for me.
I'll be totally honest. I was 50% engaged on the game on Saturday. I had a busy day. I was shooting my buddy's engagement. If you didn't see it, I threw it up on my Twitter. So while the game was happening, I was editing and I was kind of watching the game in the background. And I saw us go down 2-0, and I was like, uh-oh, this is a bit of a trap here. But then all of a sudden, whoa. That's a playoff style win for this team.
That was a third period right there.
That was
buzzing. I was laying down on the couch with my dog because the second period kind of put me in a little bit of a lull.
Yep.
And wow, I was just fist pumping. Poor dog, my poor hot dog.
I saw your picture on, I don't know what it was, Instagram or Twitter or something with you laying with hot dog. Yeah. It was good.
He was tired. He was a little bored. The boys were kind of, they were hanging in there, but he likes action.
Yeah.
And he also wanted to see Puliarvi get points, and sure as hell, Puliarvi got points in the third.
Robert King says, going to be a fast game tonight, should be a good one. Right now in the Scotia North Division, Edmonton tied for first in the division. Something to do with, I don't know if it's point percentage or total wins or how they're orchestrating who's technically first right now.
Well, they have games in hand. Although our row, which I can't remember what it stands for, but is important in a tiebreaker, is super tight right now because we have no overtime losses.
Yes, 20. We have the best in the North Division. Yeah. So 42 points, 21, 13, and 0 for the Edmonton Oilers. It's still kind of crazy that we haven't lost in overtime. We've only played one overtime game. Look at some of the other teams in the North Division. Montreal, who is there's actually a Twitter meme account about it right now, how Montreal is absolutely terrible when it goes to extra time. Terrible. It's kind of funny.
They just won their first one on Saturday against Vancouver. Vancouver, you had one job, beat them. God.
Terrible. In regulation, at least. But, yes, Sean Aronson here says, off topic, but JP Rebels for life. Are you a JP alum?
Let's go Rebels, yeah.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
For some reason,
go JP.
I thought you went to McNally or something. I don't know.
No, West Ender.
West Ender.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah.
Esprit Smith for junior high. Go Scorpions.
That was your team name, the Scorpions?
We're the Scorpions.
I've never heard of a school name being the Scorpions.
And then
That's kind of cool.
I went to JP and I was a Rebel.
There you go. Well, you got another Rebel alum in the chat here. Shout out to Sean. Okay, Winnipeg, 18, 11, and 2 on the season, 38 points, third in the North Division. Obviously, depending on what happens in tonight's game, why did I just say Winnipeg's record? We're not playing Winnipeg tonight.
No, we already beat them.
Montreal.
We swept Winnipeg. I don't know if he knows that.
I do know that, but I'm just so fired up about that. I still have Winnipeg on my mind.
Still buzzing.
Anyways, Montreal, 14, 8, and 9, 37 points on the season. They're fourth in the North Division. Jay, let's talk about the lines in tonight's game. Apparently, we're seeing McDry tonight. I was texting with Bag Milk this morning, and he was like, "Hey,
Is this real?
McDry tonight," and I'm like, "What? What are you saying?" No, and he's like, "Yeah, McDry," which means Puljujärvi, Draisaitl, McDavid on that top line. Second line, I'm going to go to the GDB right now to make sure I'm 100% accurate.
Is the
on
site
this.
live? We know the sites, the team sites were down. Oilersnation.com
right.
was down. We don't know if it's still back up. Our tech team is on the case. This happens from time to time. You know, there's always bugs. Find a bug, shuts the mill down, open the mill back up, find another bug, shut the mill, open the mill up again. That is the internet.
Instead, I'm going to go to dailyfaceoff.com.
Oh, thank God we have the
Daily Faceoff is working, and it's going to load my lines for me in 1 second here, Jay. But starting off, what do you think about having McDry back together? What do you think?
Wow, well, that was an exciting third period of hockey against Winnipeg, and that Dry goal. Only Dry scores that.
So nice.
Only Dry scores that. And that only happens from a McDavid pass. So obviously Tippett's seeing something that he likes. Clearly, just coming out with our strongest line, like load up on Puljujärvi points because he's just going to get the residuals of all that. But I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it until it's not fine.
Yeah. Anita says, "Let's do this, boys. Let's get this win." Steven says, "Booyah, I'm still buzzing from sweeping the Jets." Daniel, Puljujärvi is going to light the lamp tonight. Bet on it. Second line, Nugent Hopkins, Archibald, and Cahoon. Yamamoto still not in the lineup. Gaetan Haas is going to center the third line with Cassian and Ennis.
He is due. He is due for a goal. It's going to happen.
I bet on him 2 games in a row.
I know.
I'm going back on it tonight.
You got to keep riding it. Yeah.
Jujar is on that fourth line with Devin Shore and Alex Chason. I kind of look at this lineup in 2 different ways. Obviously, with top loading that first line, they're going to drive the offense for you. If you're going to win this game, that top line has to be going. Your 2 best players are playing on it. Would you agree that with that second line, Nugent Hopkins, Archibald, and Cahoon, you need that line to help swing momentum back in your favor? They got to be in on the forecheck. They got to keep momentum swinging for the Oilers for when the first line gets back on the ice. It's kind of a weird thing to say because obviously you don't want all of your scoring to be coming from one line, but if the other 3 lines can stay even and just go like that, they're going to win this game. Because you assume that top line is going to take over.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that second line is like a really, 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 really good third line. Is what it's kind of like. You got Cahoon and you've got Archibald, 2 aggressive players in the forecheck, and then you got Nuge.
Your boy. There's a sign. You guys talk about how I'm a Nuge hater. Look at the sign.
Yeah, Shaw. Yeah, and actually in his bedroom. Geez.
Yeah.
Well, you don't act like the sign.
No.
Anyways.
Yes, I do.
Anyways, and you got Nuge. These guys are gonna go work in the tough corners, knock some pucks loose, get them on Nuge's stick. These 2 old guys can also shoot the puck, so it gives Nuge options. So who knows? It can work out. Is it the most ideal 1-2 line combination for us? Probably not, but it's gonna be exciting to watch.
But when you have a top line like that, you could still say that 2 of the best top 6 in the NHL. Well, arguably. There's some other good top 6s, but when you have that top line, whatever. Robert King, boys better play well for Smith tonight on his birthday. LOL, wonder how motivated the team is tonight to get the win. Hey, if this was any other regular season, there'd be some money on the board tonight. You imagine the boys would want to get the win for Smith's birthday, maybe go out after. Have a little fun in Montreal. This would be a good road game for the boys. You know that. But, you turn the lights off. That's okay. We don't need the lights.
This is basement set problems.
Yeah, how cool is that, eh? Schmitty's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
39 years young and playing like he's 27.
Yep.
That guy, that guy has been so instrumental in all this. There's a lot of instrumental things that have happened this season to kind of lead to where we are, like Darnell Nurse stepping up, Tyson Barrie getting 1 million points. Our bottom 6 depth and how they're playing, and now they're not, a liability. Our top 6 now is legit. And then there's Schmitty, who is just
what a story.
What a story. Who has just found his game. He's clearly bringing the competitive spirit and leadership into that room, because I think what we have in our hands here is a team that's like gelling. Like I think we've got a good room right now. It's healthy. These guys are playing for each other. And it's quite evident where they don't stress out when they're down 2-0. Not 2-0 to like the Ottawa Senators, like, oh yeah, well, it's the Senators are coming back. To the Winnipeg Jets, like a worthy adversary.
Okay, I'm going to put up a what's the word for it? hypothetical. I'm going to throw a hypothetical at you, Jay.
right. That's a good
Let's
hypothetical.
say the Edmonton Oilers can find a way this offseason to somehow, some way, listen, I like him. He's a great goaltender. Let's say somehow, some way, Mikko Koskinen's contract gets moved out. The Edmonton Oilers somehow, some way get another goalie in return. Let's say it's Elvis Merzlikins or John Gibson. Somehow we find a 1A that's going to be our certified starter next year. Would you bring back Mike Smith on a 1-year deal as a backup?
1,000,000%.
I would agree.
Because he could fill the role if your other goalie is not doing well. He, I think, is open to being a mentor. And once again, if he fits well in the room, you got to leave those voices in there. Like, we let Matt Hendricks go, and all of a sudden we started playing horrific the season after he left. And that's the impact he had. He might not have shown it on the score sheet, but that room loved that guy, and that guy was a leader and held people to account. And you need that from veterans, and Mike Smith does it. It's interesting that he's a goalie and he's such a like strong leader, and which is neat to see. So yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay. We have a breaking story going along with tonight's NHL game.
It's breaking.
There's rumors tonight's game might be postponed. So it's kind of in motion right now. There's reports coming out of Montreal that there's 3 players that have just been put on the COVID protocol.
Oh dear.
As part of the
Canadians
Montreal
or Oilers?
Canadians. So
Still not good.
We'll see. It's a moving target right now. Hopefully tonight's game gets played, but we'll see.
This has happened before, and was it in Montreal, I think? Well, it was supposed to be a 5 o'clock game. It ended up being like 6:30.
Yeah. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. Let's talk about our Deuce Vodka player mode. I'm trying to figure out.
You're frazzled by the breaking news.
I'm frazzled. Okay. Deuce Vodka player mode. Jay, do you have yours?
Well, because Oilersnation.com was down, normally I have the lineup in front of me and I can just really sit in there and stare at it and really think. But you know what? My Deuce Vodka player mode. We should make a bunch of bloopers. We should make some bloopers around this because we do a really good job with it. But I do enjoy Deuce Vodka. And thank you, Spank Yag, for celebrating the Leon goal like you did. Great video. So entertaining. Thank you so much.
Yes.
If you don't know, what happens is Spank Yag, anytime Leon scores, he does a Neon Nation bomb where he takes a shot of the Neon Deuce Vodka and drops it in a glass of Nation beer. We're talking synergy here, people. Delicious, fun, good time synergy. And so then he does a video and posts it on the internet, and it's great. Follow him on Twitter, Spank Yag. So did that buy me enough time to think about who my Deuce Vodka player is? Yes, it did. Because we are putting, once again, I went duo on Saturday. I went McNuge. They got broken up. I'm going McDry. Because they're now on the first line, they have to deliver.
Yes. Yep.
So it is, you put us on the first line, on the top line tonight together, which is a little unorthodox. So they need to show up. Like, that line needs to go off for 2 to 3 goals. Thoughts?
I agree. Hey, if you want
so
to
they have to go 2 to 3 goal mode.
If you want to win tonight's game, that top line has to drive the play. Okay, I'm going to circle back here to a comment that I saw Montana make a few minutes ago. That's going to be a part of my Deuce Vodka player mode. Montana says, Tip said Schmitty is one of the top 3 athletes he's ever seen coaching in the NHL. And we've heard that. Apparently, like, Mike Smith is just like a specimen.
And in phenomenal shape.
Like chiseled, just like a freak of nature when it comes to athleticism. Like, I would put him on the same tier as LeBron James.
Yeah?
That was like half a joke.
Yeah.
LeBron's a freak. Well, are you a LeBron? Okay. You're not a LeBron guy.
I'm just, I respect LeBron because he's obviously a phenomenal talent. And he went back home to Cleveland and brought him home a championship, so I got some respect there.
Okay, according to Bryce Lynch, Bob just said on 6:30, Ched, nothing confirmed on game being postponed yet, so still a moving target. We'll see. Steven Mallet says, I'll have to hang out with my wife tonight if the game is canceled. Ugh, face. That's kind of funny. Okay, I got to get to my Deuce Vodka player mode. Yeah. Schmitty.
Okay.
I got to go with Mike Smith. It's his
birthday.
I just want him to enter just like, boy, it's your birthday mode.
You win on your birthday.
Win on your birthday. You always got to score on your birthday. And, well, he's a goalie, so yeah, anyways.
Well, and if he really wants to, maybe he does score tonight.
Yeah, he could.
Well, yeah.
Actually, former Edmonton Oil King Todd Scott scored in, I think it was the ECHL on the weekend.
Oh.
Or some American league. He used to play on the Oil Kings, and
Okay.
there's a big video of him scoring a goal.
Good for
which
him.
is whack. But yeah, Mike Smith. I just want him to enter, it's your birthday mode, buddy. Let's have one.
If he wants to have a good birthday, he's going to have to win the game because if he loses, he'll be pissed.
Yes. Okay, let's talk defensive pairings. Darnell Nurse, Tyson Barrie, Willie Lagesson, Adam Larson, Ethan Bear, Chris Russell, Caleb Jones not in the lineup, as well as Evan Bouchard not in the lineup. Is it getting to the point now with Evan Bouchard where you got to get him in or you got to send him down? One of the two?
I don't think you can send him down. You need him up.
I know, especially if
but
there's
the
an
thing,
injury.
It's such, and this is the very, very unfortunate thing about COVID, and also COVID for the Canadian teams, because our
Yes.
farm teams are down south, and that doesn't give us that flexibility. Like, he needs to be playing games.
Yep.
But we're also rolling right now, so you don't want to break up the three D lines that we have. They're playing good. Aside from, I got to point this out, huge Ethan Bear supporter. I want to
Yes.
get that out of there.
Yep.
But I also really love the Nuge.
The who?
The Nuge.
Oh, the Nuge.
You know the Nuge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Nuge.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. I was
But-
confused as to how you were transitioning from Ethan Bear to Nuge, but you have
Well,
you have
Ethan Bear tried to murder the Nuge last game with that 6-foot suicide pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I had to talk about it on the podcast. The minute I saw it, I had to take a note down. So, protect the Nuge. I love you, Ethan Bear.
Yep.
Didn't have to do that. But thank God Nuge is so cerebral and he
Yep.
can see the ice so well.
Yep.
He saw it coming, so it could have been a lot worse.
Okay, I wanted to update one thing on this because I was wondering, because of the fact that all of the players entering the COVID protocol right now are Montreal Canadiens, I wanted to see if the line had shifted already, because obviously if they are going to play tonight's game, there's going to be a lot of top
And it
forwards,
has.
and it has shifted. So the line is now still, the Oilers are a favorite. So earlier today, we might as well jump into some betting talk now.
I'm
Jay.
placing a bet right now before it goes too low.
Yes, and obviously you guys would know this if you're a sports bettor. If tonight's game does get canceled, all bets will just be a push. You'll get your money back. So if you want to, maybe play a moving target here and then see if you can get into some inside information here, maybe place your wagers on the Oilers right now, because that's looking like, I think it might even be Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Obviously, don't quote me on this, but I think I saw Kotkaniemi's name and a couple of other big forwards. So the line is shifted right now. Earlier today, I got the Oilers at plus something. It was plus nothing crazy, plus 108. Right now, the line is shifted. Oilers minus 102, but the Canadiens minus 114 still. So, yeah, the line has shifted, but not that much. And the Oilers are still a road dog.
Oh yeah, minus
So-
102. That's plus money.
That's a given money.
That's
plus money. Sean says benches are being prepped. Signs point to the game being on. I keep forgetting that the game's at 5
The
o'clock.
game starts in 5 minutes. What's going to happen here is
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the studio. I'm going to literally run to my car, and probably have to flirt the speed limits on the Henday
Yeah.
to get
Well, you got an hour.
from now.
From now, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Nil says, puck line looks juicy. Steven says, I like our D lineup tonight. Go Willie Legs instead of Jones. Nil says, empty netter for Schmitty. Eyes emoji. That would be
Happy
sick.
birthday.
On his birthday, could
That'd
you
be
imagine?
unreal.
Has he ever even gone for it once as an Oiler?
Uh,
Last year he went for it once, didn't he?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I've got somewhat vivid memories of this.
Obviously, we're not monitoring Twitter, so if you guys have any breaking news or information for us, please update us as we're doing the show here. We might as well jump into some questions. If you have any questions, feel free to fire them off. We'll get to a few here before we wrap up today's show. Let's talk to Tegan. Tegan says, what's the biggest surprise so far this year on this Edmonton Oilers team? Jay, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? I kind of have one.
Well, no, it's
There's
which
a lot.
one. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
there's a lot of
Yeah, let's
surprises.
just get into it. Dig right into it. Go ahead.
Do you want to just let's just fire them back and forth. We won't go into it yet, but we'll just fire them back
We're
and
gonna play
forth.
some tennis.
We'll play some tennis. Get ready.
Ooh.
I'll start. Ready? Mike Smith.
While I'm running to retrieve that, I'm gonna say agreed, and then lob you over a Darnell Nurse.
Okay. So I'm gonna return your forehand with a Jesse Puljujärvi.
Oh, gotta love Puljujärvi. And then I'm gonna come back and fire over a Tyson Barrie.
That's where I was gonna go.
Well,
next.
I know, but
you have to go.
we're
Barry.
running out of gas.
I know we're running out of gas, but there is a lot of stories involved with this team this year. You look at coming into this year with Jesse Puljujarvi joining this team once again, second stint with the Oilers, a lot of people were wondering, how effective is he going to be? And all of a sudden, after starting the year on the third line, he's up and he's a crucial part of this top six right now, right along with Yamamoto.
So out of all the ones we just named, which one would you rank as the biggest one?
For me, I think it's pretty. I have a number one that's like far above everything else. It's Tyson Barrie.
Yeah,
Tyson Barrie.
You can't argue with those points. I would agree with that, but I'm also going to, we're getting elite goaltending. It's hard to. It's Schmitty or Nurse with me.
Yeah, because those are two good stories too. Puljujarvi,
Puljujarvi is a great story.
It's a great story, but you'd almost expect that from a former 4th overall pick.
Yeah, I mean? it's found money, and that's what you hoped you got from Puljujarvi. But the thing is Puljujarvi is a forward, and you can insulate him a little bit, right? Yeah. So but he doesn't need insulation. He's broken free from that. He's on the first line. That's awesome. But I think defense was always a big issue with us. Defense and goaltending. So for me, it's Darnell Nurse or Schmitty coming in and just playing the way he is.
Yeah. I'm just placing a quick live wager here. I wanted to get in on the Oilers money line again. I gotta get in on it.
Yeah.
It's looking like the game's gonna go on, and the Oilers I think are gonna have their full roster. So
oh yeah, let's go.
Let's get on it. You're gonna get on it again, aren't you?
Well, I'm just looking.
Have you took the puck line?
I went puck line.
Did you?
Just be safe.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and this is something to be warned, and something you always have to look at. So Oilers have been on a bit of a heater. They just played 2 really heavy hockey games against a really good hockey team. So there's going to be at some point this week we're going to see some fatigue set in.
Yeah.
So they still might be on an emotional high and just whip the pants off of Montreal.
Whip the pants off.
Just whip the pants off. Just gone. Thank you, Montreal. Tonight.
Yeah.
But I would expect that we'll drop one of the next 2 games against Montreal as long as we just take an L.
Yeah. Take an L.
Whatever, not be stressed out about it.
Yeah.
Get some rest, most importantly.
Yeah.
Then go to Toronto and show them what it's all about.
Well, it's a good thing that Montreal's closed down so that the boys can't party tonight because this is a big road trip. But also, hey, they always say playing guilty. I'm actually reading the Sean Avery book right now.
Yeah, play a little guilty.
He talks a lot about playing guilty.
Yeah,
he said, it's a different breed. Jonathan says 7-2 Oilers tonight.
Woo.
Jonathan also says hat trick and 3 assists for McDavid. So he's predicting a 6-point night.
Oh, that's aggressive. That is amazing. I hope that happens. I would actually. Now that McDry is welded together for the night, I feel good about McDavid getting lots of points, but I feel like Dry is going to be the trigger man. The one thing McDavid has done though, I didn't even know, but he's leading the league in shots.
Is he? I thought
or something, or maybe he's
in the top 5.
He's in the top 5 of shots, which was never his thing. So now he's a shot threat. So goalies he is living rent-free in every goalie's head now.
Yeah.
Because he brings both elements.
Yep.
And now you got Dry there, who doesn't need much room, as he proved on that 1T from against Hellebuck on Saturday. Yeah. Doesn't need much room to get it in.
And that was just vintage Draisaitl, hey, with that big canoe paddle. Just slaps it on the ice. So good.
I got to get one of his sticks. I got to see it with my own eyes.
I know. I had, a few years ago when I worked for the Oilers and we used to do the locker room sales, I would always pick up a Jesse Puljujarvi stick.
Yeah.
Because,
giant hook?
He's, not a giant hook, just because he's tall. He's maybe an inch taller than me.
Yeah.
And whenever I would have to go to Sport Check or something like that, you can vouch for this. You always either got to plug the stick or buy one of the 3 extra long ones that they have. So it's just annoying, and I didn't want to plug them, so I'd always get a Jesse Puljujarvi Pro Stock stick. Nice curve on it, good flex. I enjoyed it. Okay, let's get to a couple other questions here, and then we'll jump into our final headline. First of all, Nil says, Haas looks so good. We're big Gator Haas guys, so.
Man, he is so due. And yeah, I really like it. I just love his game. He's got speed. He is a cerebral player. He's just due to connect him and Ennis or him and Cassian. It's gonna happen. He's a good story. He's not the story, but the fact that we found him, out of Switzerland, but out of nowhere in the hockey sense. Never heard of his name unless you probably watched World Juniors, and I think he did okay in World Juniors. But aside from that,
how old is he? He's 20.
He's in his later 20s. I think 27 to 28ish. But man, he's got speed. He's got skill. He's smart.
Yeah.
He's just He's just due. He's
due.
He's gonna score.
Jonathan says Barry 1 goal, 3 assists. Another casual 4-point night for Tyson Barry, according to Jonathan.
Highly likely.
Highly likely. Steven, he says his number one storyline from this season, or surprise storyline, is Barry and Nurse. I'm surprised our D is so good without, he called us some K-bomb. Imagine if they had K-bomb.
Oh man. Yeah, that's what's crazy. Like, we've gotten, this is the one thing as Oilers fans we have to remember. Like, we've got a lot of good problems now. And so this offseason is going to be interesting if and when we find out Klefbom can come back.
Yeah.
Because if he can, wow. You want to talk about good problems.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine.
We got all the left shotties.
We got a good problem in the offseason because one of those guys is going to get shipped out or not re-signed and
turned into something that we need.
And turned into another asset. Okay. Sean says McDavid is number 2 in shots currently.
That was close.
Yeah, that was close. Parker says Swedish Magic, baby. Obviously, Oscar Klefbom. And then
the Larson-Legerson pairing.
Yeah.
They've been playing
good.
good.
Swedes. We love our Swedish
Love
defensemen
the
here.
Swedes.
As a Swede, I can appreciate it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Also love the Finns. Also love the Germans. And
the
I'm
Swiss.
starting to get a really strong affinity for the Swiss.
Yes, the Swiss. Nils actually says Gaetan Haas was a third liner in Switzerland. So just always been just a
proficient third liner.
Just a third line guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about realistic road record quickly, and then we'll talk about betting. What do you find? Okay, so the Oilers on the road here. Let's talk about. I'm just going to pull up their schedule. Obviously, this 2-game set in Montreal, or 3-game set in Montreal.
3-game set, yeah.
3-game set in Montreal.
And we go back-to-back Friday, Saturday against Toronto. So I really hope Toronto's playing on Friday. I don't know if they are. And
then we're going out to Toronto for a 2-game set.
Yeah.
I believe it's 2 games. In that 5-game stretch, what record would you be happy with? As obviously you want them to go 5-0,
yeah.
But if you look at that and say, okay, if we go blank, we'll be in a really good spot.
Honestly, I would be happy with because I'm aware that we're on this run. I'm aware there's been some emotional hockey. So I'm aware there might be, opportunity for a step back. So I would be totally happy and comfortable with a 3-2 record, but we have to sweep the Leafs.
Yes.
It has to be a Leafs sweep.
Yes. Honestly, I think if the Oilers go 2-2-1, they're going to be a good spot.
Yeah, there's nothing. Totally fine with that.
Really good spot. Obviously, we want them to go 5-0.
Oh, obviously, but
like if the Oilers go 2-2-1 here, they're going to be once again jockeying for the first position in the North.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think how far they've come.
Thing is, we'll go 5-0 and then we'll play the Sens and lose. Like it's because at some point they're gonna have to take a little a couple nights off here.
Yeah, and then after that road trip, we come back on home ice, one against Calgary, one against Vancouver, and then a mini road trip again. It's kind of weird after coming home and playing a back-to-back against Calgary and Vancouver. Then we go out to Montreal for 1 game. It's kind of weird. There's always a couple of those in the season, or this season at least, for each team. There's a couple where they'll fly all the way there and then play 1 game in a 1-game set, which is crazy to think that now going and playing a team once in a row is weird.
It's so weird.
It's weird.
Weird.
Okay, before we wrap it up, because obviously I know our boy Bag Milk is live right now as well. On
we're competing.
We're competing shows
we had a
on the nation.
scheduling error today.
It happens late game. We had a couple other things pop up. Do you want to talk a little bit about money talk, a little betting, and then we can wrap up the show?
Yeah, a little betting. Well,
we talked a little bit about it earlier, but it's a moving line.
It is a moving line. I'm going to pull up the odds here just to see if anything's changed since. So still holding at -102. So I was gonna bet them before the show at +104 or 5. I saw. But I snoozed, and I'm losing, so I'm getting them at -102, so I bet that.
Yep.
So Oilers money line, especially if they do have a few players potentially out because of protocol. And it's Smitty's birthday. And we got McDry. I think that's good. So because McDry's together, we got our boy Pool Party hanging there on the right side.
Yep.
Who's going to just be, he's just in the mix with those guys. So at some point, he's going to touch the puck.
Some point,
At some point, that puck's going to go to McDavid.
Yep.
And McDavid, is going to pass to the drive for a 1T. Secondary assist to our boy Pool Party, paying +100.
Crazy. I got to get... Oh, I guess I can't get in on that now. I'm a DGen. I looked at this game tonight, and I love it. I have officially emptied my account on tonight's game.
Ooh!
Which isn't a lot.
But +110 on Puljujärvi.
+110. So I have 7 different wagers rolling in tonight's game. My favorite wager that I have placed is I'm getting inspiration from Chalmers, When he the other
score
day
predictor. He's
had
on
his
a
2-0. He's on a heater.
And he predicted on Saturday, too.
Yes. Okay.
Rolling.
We got the news coming in. Tonight's game's canceled.
Oh!
Which sucks. We just did a 40-minute pregame show, and we officially have, I think this is our first canceled Oilers game of the season. Is this our first one?
This is our first one. Well, the good news is all those bets I made pushed, and in the gambling world, a push is a tie.
A win.
Or a win, sorry.
A win. Wow.
A tie is a
I
win.
went 7-0 tonight on my bets.
Oh, it's officially canceled.
It's officially canceled.
So that means this. Oh, wow. Well, they're getting some rest.
Getting some rest.
And I hope that the players that are on protocol are okay.
Yes, at the end of the day, although, we are hockey fans and we love seeing hockey being played, first things first, we hope that everyone's okay. We obviously hope that the Canadians are in an okay situation. Obviously, this is kind of an ongoing story, and we'll see what ends up happening. But, we'll have to see if the game, I guess it would be on Wednesday. Today's Monday, right?
Yeah.
We'll see about the game on Wednesday. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed just hanging out for a bit. Special edition show in Josh's basement.
Oh.
And, Jay, what are you going to do tonight? I know Steven has to hang out with his wife now.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Yeah, well, today was kind of really compressed. These 5 o'clock games really kind of screw with one's schedule because you got to, there's a lot of logistics now involved. So I'm going to go home, eat some dinner.
Nice.
And I'm going to get caught up on some work I didn't get done.
Nice.
And then I'm going to watch some Netflix. It's going to be nice.
Nice. I just ate. So I'll probably, after this wraps up, take down my camera and stuff. And then, probably work out. Maybe
nice.
watch a couple of other Oilers, or not Oilers games.
Oh, yeah,
watch a couple of other hockey games.
I can ride the Peloton now. There's no
You
game.
can ride your Peloton.
Oh, that's great.
Maybe you should update us later on how your ride goes. On Twitter or something, let us know.
No,
are you going to compete against any of your buddies?
No, I've hit a bit of a wall.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of going through like a recovery phase. So I'm just doing like low intensity rides right now just to kind of keep the movement going.
Yeah.
So.
You know who I feel bad for right now? I feel bad, and Nils just commented it. He said, "Oh man, finally an early game. We can't have nice things in Germany." Feel bad for the Germans, right? Because I guess 5 o'clock, so it would only be a 10 o'clock puck drop there. 10
No, because they're 8 hours, so it'd be 1 a.m.
Wait, 1 a.m. 5?
They normally get up.
Is my math?
They normally get up at like 4 a.m. to watch the games.
Oh, it would be 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, or 3 a.m. to watch games.
I'm sorry, Nils. That's tough. Well.
Tough for all of us.
Tough for all of us. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for being a part of today's show. Obviously, there's a first for everything. First time we've had breaking news on the pregame show.
That's true.
You heard it here first. Well, not first, because I heard it through the comments here and then on Twitter. But tonight's game, Edmonton Oilers versus Montreal Canadiens, has officially been postponed. It sounds like there's numerous players on the Montreal Canadiens that have entered the COVID protocol. So I guess we may as well call it here, Jay. You can not worry about speeding home on the Henday anymore. No photo radars for you.
Yeah, and I hope our Oilers players kind of follow the rules and stay safe.
Yeah.
And the Canadians, but just let's not try to have that come over to our side of the fence.
Yes, I imagine the boys will head back to the hotel, maybe have a nice socially distanced dinner for Schmitty's birthday, something like that. Enjoy the night.
Well, now they can have a fun night. They can celebrate, I guess, a different way. I guess as a team, kind of not as a team, safely distanced, but as
I don't know how they do that because obviously you've heard from a lot of former NHLers that one of their favorite things about being on the road is literally just going out for dinner. They go for dinners everywhere. So I feel like a lot of the time now they're just getting dinners at the hotel because I don't think they have to get room service necessarily. I think they can I think they usually have like a banquet hall that the Oilers can go eat in and stuff. So a lot of stuff going on the inner workings. And at the end of the day, wow, the lights just came back on. And now they're off. But that's okay. Hey, you know what?
It's wild over here.
We're just thankful.
What an episode.
We're just thankful that we get NHL hockey this season, and this is just a part of the ongoing.
You just got to go.
Things.
Yeah.
So thank you for being a part of tonight's show or today's show. Enjoy your night off. Maybe get on the Peloton or watch some Netflix like Jay. We will see you on Wednesday. Hopefully that game is a go. As always, this show is presented by Deuce Vodka. Pick up your Deuce Vodka at all Sobeys and Safeway liquor locations. Enjoy your evening, and we will see you on Wednesday.